Assalamu alaikum. In this lecture, we will discuss common errors in transcription of consonants. By now, we have discussed all the phonemes that represent consonants, and we are aware of all the symbols and sounds of consonants in English language. But since we know that in English the spellings or the letters does not coincide with the sounds, so we have different number of sounds and different number of letters in English alphabet. So there are often confusions and mistakes that we make as a beginner when we are learning to do transcription or phonetic transcription. We do not have as much practice, so there are some common errors that we frequently make. So in this lecture, we will discuss some of the common errors that most of us do at the beginning so that we can avoid those mistakes. Let's see, here we have a list of some mistakes and errors that we commonly make. We would learn them in this detail and then we would see some examples as well. Okay, number one, square brackets. We should be clear that whenever we are writing phonetic transcription, it should be kept inside the square brackets as IP suggests or inside the slashes. So for example, when I'm writing a word, okay, so for example, here the sentence is written in ordinary words. So it is not enclosed inside any brackets or slashes. All right. But when I have to write the transcription, phonetic transcription of these words, I have to be careful that I'm writing these letters or these phonemes or sounds inside square brackets. All right. So this is the way we can distinguish the sound of phonetic transcription from ordinary text that is written in the spelling. So we have to be careful that whenever we are writing phonetic transcription, it should always be enclosed inside of the square brackets. All right, moving on. Number two, this is of silent letters. This is a very common confusion and mistake that we do. In English language, we sometimes have letters in the words which are not pronounced. Okay, but so when we are writing in phonetic transcription, we have to be careful that we are not writing those letters which are not pronounced. So we have to only write the transcription of the sound that it is making. For example, so we have to be careful that we are not writing the sounds which are not pronounced. Let's see, for example, here is this word no. Okay, so when we transcribe it, I hope it's visible. Okay, now it's better. So this is the word no. Okay, so when it is pronounced, it is written as like this. So the k, okay, so this k is there in spelling, but when we pronounce this word no, okay, so there is no phonetic transcription for k. All right, so this is its phonetic transcription, and we see that there is only n. Then we have this vowel diphthong. Okay, so we do not write kn in this vowel diphthong, rather we write now because we are writing only the sound that it is producing. So we have to be careful that whenever there are silent letters, okay, silent letters, so we do not write them in the phonetic transcription because we would only write the transcription of the words which is present in the sound. Okay, so you can think of some other examples in English. So we have so many words in which certain letters are silent and does not give any pronunciation or sound when they are pronounced. Okay, so in phonetic transcription we only write the sound. This is how we would learn new words as well. When we would learn its phonetic transcription, we would know how it is pronounced and which words are basically silent. Okay, I hope it's clear. Next is C. Okay, so we know that this is C, C as a letter. Okay, so we know that there is no sound phonetic transcription like this. Okay, so whenever we have this in the spelling, how it is pronounced either as S or as K. For example, we have this K. Okay, when we transcribe it, it is K, kite. Okay, it's not C8. Okay, because there is no phonetic transcription or the phoneme like this. Okay, so when it is giving the sound of K, the phonetic transcription would be written as cat. Okay, so there would be K sound, not this C, because we don't have this in phonetic transcription. All right, so but when we have this K, C as if we have this word like here, right, sight, so we see that sight is pronounced with s. So we would write S here because there is S sound. Okay, so no, in any case, we would not write C in phonetic transcription. I hope it's clear. Okay, so we have to be careful when we have been S in spelling, we would write, okay, S or K, depending on what its pronunciation is. Okay, moving on. We have another common mistake that we do that is relevant to NG and NK. We know that oftentimes when we have NG in the spelling, it is pronounced as ng, as in here. Okay, so for example, let's see certain words. Okay, then it will be easier for us. Let's see, this is song. Okay, so when I pronounce it, okay, it will be pronounced as song, not NG. Okay, because we know that N is a separate phoneme, G is a separate phoneme. Okay, so we do not write song, okay, not N and G, rather we would write song. So oftentimes when we have NG coming together, there would be ng sound. Okay, so we have to be careful what is the sound. So basically the sound is not song, so it is not separate N and G, it's together, and this is this different phoneme song. All right, similar would be the case with thing. Okay, so when we transcribe this, we would see it's thing. Okay, and most of the times when ng is coming together, it will be pronounced as ng sound. Okay, finger. Okay, and so on. So there are other words, singer. Okay, so all these times when ng is coming together, it will be pronounced as ng. All right, so we have to be careful that we do not write N and G separately, rather we write ng. Okay, similarly, we have the case for N and K. When we have N and K together, okay, we do not write N and K, rather we write ng and k. Let's see an example here. We have this word junk, in which N and K are coming together. So we have to see that its coming sound is ng and k. Junk, k. Okay, so it's junk. So we are not writing N and K, rather we are writing ng and k. Okay, so this would be true for other combinations for N and K. Here we see another common mistakes that we do is when we have this J in the spelling. Okay, so when we are transcribing it, we might write J in the transcription as well. While we know that this J, when written in transcription, it is the sound of ye. Okay, for example, here, this word yes. When I transcribe it, here we would write this J. So that would mean this sound is ye, it's coming for yes. When I'm writing junk, okay, so there the j sound would be this d and this symbol. We know this is the symbol for j. So we know when we are writing this symbol, it is the sound of ye. In yes, we would write that. But when we have a spelling of j, the sound is j. So for j sound, we have to be careful that we are writing the symbol for j sound. Okay, these are the common mistakes that we often do. So we have to be careful of these things, because when we are writing or we are transcribing in hurry, so we might go for, you know, writing this j in the transcription. But we have to be careful. If the sound is j, we would write this symbol. But if the sound is ye, then we would write this symbol. Okay, and about nk, I hope we are clear. In that case, we would not have the sound n and k, rather ng and k. All right, these are various websites that I'm using. I've already shared these websites with you here. Okay, you can note down these websites as well, so that would be helpful for you to practice more. All right, yes, this is j thing that we already discussed. Okay, and there are some other things about a that is relevant to vowels, and then capital letters. Okay, so we know that anytime, for example, we write in capital bill, all right, or I write yes in all capitals. But when we are writing and transcribing it, we would see that it is written in small letters. So in phonetic transcription, we have particular symbols which are always in small. Okay, so even if the word is in capital, we have to be careful that the phonetic transcription is again in small letters, because these are the symbols and they do not have any capital form with themselves. Okay, so even if the word is in capital, the transcription would be same. All right. Okay, there is another common mistake that we do that is relevant to double letters. Okay, so this is the word which has this double letters. Okay, we see when we are writing a transcription, we do not have the sound r and r, because the sound is not double, the sound is arrow. Okay, so it's arrow. Arrow means there's one r sound, so we would write one r in the transcription rather than writing double r's, though the spelling would have double r, but the phonetic transcription would not. So we have some other examples. Okay, brass. All right, so again we see the spelling has double s, but here we have one single s. All right, so we have to be careful of these things, that whenever we have double sound, in that case we can write double. Otherwise, when the spelling is double, okay, but the sound is one, so we would keep it one in the transcription. I hope it's clear. Okay, so this would go for all the words that have double sounds, double letters. Okay, there are so many words in English. All right, there is one other common mistake that I want to discuss, is in the case of x. Okay, so we know that there is no x in the phonetic transcription. So whenever we have these sounds, we have k and s. Okay, if it's confusing, let me just remove this for now so we can see it clearly. So when we have x, so the pronunciation is oxen. Okay, so k and s would give the pronunciation for x. We would not write x in the transcription because we do not have any such phoneme. Okay, so rather we would write k and s as in oxen. Okay, so these two symbols in phonemes would come in the place of x. All right, so we can see some other example. Okay, so it's x-ray. All right, so we have to see that for the sound spelling x or the letter x, the sound here is k and s. Okay, so we have to be careful that we do not write x here because we do not have any phoneme for x sound. Okay, these are two different phonemes that are coming in the connected speech. Okay, please note down all these common errors, and then when you practice, you would see that you do not make any mistakes. Okay, one other thing I want to discuss last is the sound. Okay, so for example, this, and let's see. So when you're writing this, so this is the rather than th. We do not have th as one phoneme. Okay, so it would always go with the. And if we have the word there, it would go same. Okay, and if you have this word thick, okay, then we would have this th. So there would be the sound and then there would be th sound. Similarly for thin, so we see how we have th sound and the sound. So we do not write t and h in this, phonetic transcription, rather we write the and th. Okay, so we have to be careful of all these small things because we know that in spelling, the spellings in the letters representing certain sound might be different, but the phonetic transcription has to be exact the way there is the transcription. All right, so keep practicing it, so it will be easier for you. You can go with this website and practice a lot more. All the words that confuse you, you can just write it here, and then here you will find its transcription, so it will be easier for you. If you have any questions, you can type in the chat comment section, and then we can discuss in the live session. Thank you so much.